What's up, everybody? Welcome to an impromptu episode of the Hot Mic here on the soon-to-be John Rocha channel starting on Monday. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the Sneider himself, fresh off of his trip to Palm Springs. How are you, Jeff Sneider?
Hello, Johnny boy. Let's dive right in.
Oh, a little bit of a relaxed one. I appreciate it. I
saved the energy for Thursday, okay?
That's fair.
A chill Tuesday show.
It is a chill Tuesday show. We're trying to keep it to an hour, everybody. So if you want us to answer any of your Streamlabs or Superchats, you better send them in soon because that's when we'll get them. Everything's done within the hour. So it's letting you know. Let's start, as Jeff said. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into this thing, Jeff. Fantastic Four. Wow. Box office second weekend numbers are not that great right now after a healthy 117.6 million debut. Fantastic Four dropped 66% over the weekend to get only 40 million from 4,000 theaters. Heading into the weekend, the box office, they were anticipating the box office would be somewhere between 55 to 60% drop, but this is 66%, which is 13% more than Superman did, and it is at 368 million and growing. But Jeff, this can't bode well for Marvel, or are people being way too chicken little about the situation? What are your thoughts?
Way too chicken little. Marvel's going to be just fine. Yeah, the new normal is lower. I mean, but like we've got 2 Avengers movies coming, X-Men, Black Panther 3. I'm not really worried about the MCU at all.
Wow.
This is a function of not as many people going to the movies, number one.
Right.
Word of mouth being okay, not great.
Yeah.
It's summer. I mean, shit, who wants this? Like, it's a beautiful day out. Like, why are we going to the movies? I don't know. Like, I thought it opened fine. It's obvious these movies are obviously front loaded. A huge drop was expected. And yeah, just Superman had this movie's number.
But a bigger drop than expected happened. And you're looking at Superman, and yes, as you said, Superman seems to be the movie of the summer. People are talking about it. People are going back at multiple times to see the film. It has rivaled what Jurassic World Rebirth did domestically right now. They're like 316 to 317 right now. But Fantastic Four was going to make its money internationally, and even internationally, it's not doing as well as people had anticipated. So to me, it seems like this is an issue that Marvel, because this is the film that was supposed to get them going into Avengers Doomsday, get them going into Secret Wars, and it doesn't seem like it's doing that. So
it doesn't seem like it's going to be getting people to Secret Wars.
No, I mean, doesn't. Well, people are going to have to catch up with the information, I guess is what I'm saying. And they're not excited. Like Captain Marvel made $1 billion in between Infinity War and Endgame, and it's because people were hyped up. Movies made money before Infinity War because people were hyped up to see where we were going. No one seems to be that excited about seeing this movie to the level that it was for those movies before Infinity War, because this is supposed to be setting us up for Doomsday, setting us up for Secret Wars.
Doomsday is like in 1.5 years, though. Like,
yeah.
I think it'd be different if Doomsday was in 3 months from now. Then more people would probably turn out for Fantastic Four. I think it's just a function of people don't know this cast or they haven't met these characters yet in the MCU, so why should they care?
Well, they didn't meet Guardians of the Galaxy and they went and saw the movie back then, so why does it matter? I mean, in Fantastic Four, are you saying that it's a
totally different points in the MCU though? Like, okay, the MCU was fire back then, and that's obviously lost some of its luster. Has nothing to do with Fantastic Four. It has to do with the shitty movies that came before Fantastic Four, the 4 or 5 flops in a row. And that's what happens when you have 4 or 5 flops in a row. People they stop showing up. They say, I'll catch it on Disney Plus or whatever.
Right. But you say that Marvel's going to be fine, but Marvel wanted massive numbers for this movie, Jeff. You know that. Like, you don't spend $200 million. We've been covering the show, the movie. You've been covering the movie in your newsletter as well. Like, they went low budget, comparably low budget for this movie, $200 million. Yes. They didn't go break the bank and get big stars, which could have arguably led to more money.
Absolutely.
In the box office.
Margot Robbie is Sue Storm. This movie is bigger. No question.
Right. And that's my question here is, did Marvel make the right move by going the under budget, which so many people have been screaming about on YouTube. Movies need to stop costing so much. And here we go. And then the movie is in essence going to barely break 500 million and barely break even, which is not what Marvel wanted.
Again, it's a new normal. If this movie was undeniably good, it would be doing better. I thought it was okay. I gave it a B-. I think it's not great. And the more I think about it, the worse it gets. I don't know what am I supposed to say here.
Well, I'm trying to ask you. If you stop checking your fucking phone, you'd hear what I'm asking you, which is, do you think Marvel made the right decision in undercutting themselves by going low budget with this movie because it's not going to turn a profit? And that's what I'm asking you. Is this because this seems to be the steps that these studios want to take, which is we're going to go cheaper now, but if people are still not going to show up, what's the logic?
You're not making sense. You're saying if they go cheaper, people still aren't showing up. Were they supposed to show up in mass because they went cheaper?
Well, I'm saying you would make more of a profit if you go cheaper. That's the mentality, right? If we go cheaper and people will come and we'll make more money if we go with a lower budget, we get lower level actors in terms of attention and fame or celebrity status. Then we'll recoup more money.
You got to make money you got to spend money to make money.
Exactly. So that's what I'm asking you. Did they fuck up by not bringing in Margot Robbie and Adam Driver and Javier Bardem to be in the cast here in this movie?
I mean, I don't think the cast was the problem, but yes, like, would this movie make more money with those people? Yes.
Okay. So then the logic.
Adam Driver's kind of box office poison. I don't think Javier Bardem is Mr. Box Office either, but right. I think that the Sue Storm role, if that was a bigger actress, probably would have made a difference. But like, how much of a difference would it have made? Another $50 million? Okay, well then you're spending another 10 or 15 on the talent.
Right.
Maybe you are getting a little bit more of a profit, but I just think it comes down to script. Write a more interesting movie that people get out of the theater and tell their friends, you have to see this.
Well, what happens now with Matt Shakman? I mean, this was the darling of Marvel, and the film may not do well.
Where did that Thunderbolts, right?
Jake Schreier didn't affect him for sure.
Right, it did better than Thunderbolts, and he got the X-Men job. So I think Shakman will be back. I think that he'll end up directing a sequel to Fantastic Four.
But I think those are two different movies. Like Thunderbolts, you were just hoping to make anything out of Thunderbolts. Where Fantastic Four, there was much more expectation of it doing well. So the fact that it might not do as well as you were hoping could blow back on Shakman overall. As you said, it's a film that's a B-, and it's not just the script. That's part of the direction as well.
Yeah, I don't really think this is on him.
Okay.
I think he'll be fine. And I think he'll be back to direct the sequel.
Okay. Well, where do they go from here, man? What do you look at? Is this a general indifference for Marvel? Because like we've got a Spider-Man coming out with Destin Daniel Cretton just directing, John Watts.
I think Marvel was just trying to get to the next chapter, get to these Avengers movies, get to the new Spider-Man, get to new X-Men. Like
this movie was supposed to be the launching pad for that, Jeff.
This was supposed to be the launching pad?
Yes, because it's introducing Doom. And it's introducing
him in the last 30 seconds of the scene. This is not the launching pad for those movies.
What? Are you insane? Of course it is. It's the launching pad to get us to Doomsday, to get us to Secret Wars.
No, you're just because it's the movie before Doomsday doesn't make this the launching pad. There's no other characters. There's no other MCU characters in this. This is a standalone movie that has a little tag that was directed by the Russo brothers featuring a Doom that you don't see.
But it's supposed. Okay, go ahead.
How was that the launching pad?
Because of all they did to hype up this movie. They had the four of them come out on a live event to press a button to launch a trailer. They put so much marketing money into this movie.
Marketing. I mean, Superman's marketing destroyed this movie. That's probably
why Superman is launching a universe.
Sure. I mean, they also spent more money. Warner Brothers spent way more money on to market Superman than Disney spent on Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it is the launching. I will say it is the launching pad this is supposed to, they were getting through Captain America and Thunderbolts to get to Fantastic Four, because I think they wanted to show that Fantastic Four is the new way forward, not necessarily films that are part of a shared universe overall. They're kind of insular films. It's not an accident that Feige gave that interview.
Every other Captain America movie was successful, right? Like really successful?
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, yes, relatively so for the times they were released.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So Captain America didn't have a stink on it. Those other Thunderbolts are like TV people, and like this movie, this has stink on it. This has 20 years of stink.
What do you mean from the brand itself?
From past Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, okay.
So if you didn't like the past Fantastic Four movies, maybe you're just like, I can wait on this one.
Well, there was so much behind the scenes stuff with Captain America that people knew that it might be a shit show, and then it came out and it was. And then with Thunderbolts, when
you say people, it's again, people who read movie blogs knew it was going to be a shit show, but like the average person is not keeping track of the drama going on behind the scenes on these movies.
I think more people know about it than you think, and I think more people are aware of this stuff than you think. And they're reading this stuff because people are on their phones all the time, Jeff, just like you were. And they're scrolling through TikTok, they're scrolling through YouTube, they're scrolling through Twitter, and they're seeing all these posts about this stuff, and they're reading the articles. How many websites are around that live off traffic talking about entertainment and movies? We wouldn't have all these websites. We wouldn't be able to fund all these people's salaries and livings if, it was only like a select number of people who are constantly going to the blogs. It's a lot of people, millions of people go and check this stuff out, man. I think they're a little more knowledgeable about this stuff than you think. That's my thing.
I mean, again, I don't really think that rumblings about behind the scenes drama prevent people from buying a ticket. It's about a trailer. It's about minimally reviews. I'm just not worried. Like this movie did fine. Maybe it's underperforming a little bit.
A little bit. I think they wanted $800 million for this movie. I've talked to people who work with Marvel, and they told me for the last few months that this is the film they were like hanging a lot of their. We're moving this. We heard you.
So what do you want me to say? Oh, it's a loser. Marvel should be panicking. It's a big money loser. It's hugely disappointing. Marvel, fire everybody. Well, is that what you want?
No, I'm just saying there's stuff to be looked at here. Like what went wrong, because it's not doing what they anticipated the film would do.
What went wrong is you have a villain whose job is whose goal is to eat planets.
Yes.
He's the size of one block. I don't know how a planet fits inside his tummy. I don't know what happens when he poops out the planet that he just ate. Wow. I don't this is poorly written. Like we want, I'm going to trade you a baby for a planet. Please kill me so I can stop eating planets. What the fuck is this? Bad villain.
All right, fine. I still think Marvel is smarting over this one. I think they wanted this to be $800 million. And I think you're wrong that it wasn't a launching pad. It's absolutely a launching pad to Doomsday. This is what they wanted to set up because Reed Richards is going to be a big part of the Avengers movies. They're already talking about him being the leader of the Avengers. There's already that talk about it.
Into the fucking Avengers movies to see fucking Reed Richards, bro. They want to see their favorites again. They want to see Chris Evans back. They want to see Chris Hemsworth back.
Okay.
Downey, like, who gives a
shit? So what are you going to say? So what are you going to say if those films underperform? What are you going to say then? Marvel's still fine. If Avengers underperforms, don't fire anybody. What are you going to say?
Avengers does not make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. You fire Kevin. You send him on his way.
You got to be $2 billion. You got to be $2 billion on this, don't you? The last film made $2.5 billion. The last Avengers film.
I got to tell you, I find box office to be so boring. I don't
understand why.
I think it's the most boring beat in Hollywood.
Why?
Because who cares?
A lot of people clearly wouldn't.
Why are they so invested?
Because it indicates people's tastes for things and what they want to see or don't want to see.
It's not gonna. It doesn't change anything. Is it like?
Of course it does. What do you mean box office underperforming doesn't change? Literally, Zack Snyder was fucking fired off the Snyderverse because of how box office was doing.
And they're still making fucking Batman and Superman movies.
Well, sure, but people it does matter because people get fired or let go because of underperforming box office. You know that.
Fantastic.
Feige would still be at Marvel if these films weren't making money. He wouldn't be at Marvel. These films were
fantastic for the first steps. I wish it did better. The end.
Fine. Fine. All right. Let's move on to this here. Let's talk about this. James Gunn and Batman. James Gunn had some comments about Batman. He said, "Is it true you were already this on Threads because he can't stay off social media? Is it true you were already casting DCU Batman?" He said, "Nope." And then James Gunn said, "Anything you've heard about that movie is made up or a guess. No one in the world knows anything about the concept of the story except 4 people. What about Hush in the Batman Part 2? He's asked, again, everything you've heard is a total guess or made up. What is the point of these responses?
I think James Gunn's a moron. I mean, that's what I think. I think I can't stand him. I think he's the most obnoxious executive in Hollywood. I think he needs to shut his fucking mouth. I think he needs to respect the media. I mean, again, he's making a movie about a journalist. Clark Kent is a journalist. How about respecting journalism? How about, I don't know, engaging with actual press instead of fucking fanboy trolls? There's a million questions you could ask this guy that he would have to cop to. Yeah, the reports were right. Yeah, this reporter was right. No, he doesn't. He just doesn't answer those questions. He only answers questions that make the media look bad.
It is fascinating to me, honestly, because it is fascinating to me, honestly, because if he gave some interviews where he actually was like called to the carpet on some things, really, we dig in the nitty gritty of why he's doing the things that he's doing, that might go a long way. But this idea of saying that only 4 people know, like the town is full of talkers. And just because you know these people and you swear them the secrecy and they sign NDAs doesn't mean they're not talking to their partners or their friends.
There's an
arrogance. And it doesn't mean that those partners and friends aren't talking to other people who then eventually leads to you all getting the story. You or Boris or Justin or any of the other people, My Time to Shine, hello, Rickman, all of them. There are people who talk, even occasionally me, like the scoop I got for Hulk and Spider. That was from a friend of a friend of a friend who told me this. And because they had heard it from other people, like, this is madness to think only 4 people know about his plans for James Gunn. It's just not.
I think you're watching a guy literally turn into an asshole in front of your eyes. Wow. I literally can't stand the fucking guy.
Yeah. What is this nonsense that he has to push this narrative and play to the fan base of DC with these kinds of comments? Like, I just don't understand the logic of it all.
Did he deny anything?
He just said that, nope, they're not casting Batman. And I think that's nonsense, that they're not already talking about who they want to cast.
Forget casting.
Okay.
Is Hush the villain in the movie? Did he deny that?
He did not deny it.
He didn't think so.
No. What he said was, anything you've heard about that movie is made up or a guess. No one in the world knows anything about the concept for the story except for this. Only seems to add like fire to, like, if I was a scooper like you, Jeff, or other people, I would be shaking the trees on all my sources to work even harder to get the information out there, to fuck him even more for saying things like, oh, they're just guessing or they're just making stuff up. It really, as you said, it undercuts journalism. It undercuts people.
Listen, I'm telling you the truth. None of these people respect journalists. None of them. Look at how George Clooney talks about, fuck critics and who cares, who gives a shit what they think of me. This is a guy who supposedly worships journalism, comes from a journalism family.
Edward Murrow. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Dude, no one gives a fuck about us, what we do, about critics at Variety. Trust me. There's no respect. And that's why I return it with no respect.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me because I think journalism is the backbone of everything. I really do. And people who don't respect it or seek to destroy it, I get it. There's some toxic yellow journalism. I totally get it. The old term for that. But to me, there is an importance in the journalist finding the stories, exploring the stories, and you got to do the research for yourself to find out which of the journalists are actually going to give you the information. And this is frustrating too, because these are the same people that complain about people not being educated enough about what's going on in the world. Then they get mad when it's their chosen field if journalists dare to explore and question and write think pieces about what's going on in the world of entertainment, or critics who come in and write their analysis of what's going on. It's like, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Listen to them here, but don't listen to them here. And that's the dumbest thing in the world.
Again, a guy like Clooney specifically.
Yeah.
He likes to expound on journalism, but when it's him being the subject, or like you're dealing with him and his team,
right,
he only deals with Fleming because that's who he's comfortable with, right, and every other journalist is shit on the bottom of that guy's shoe. Gunn is maybe the most obnoxious person in Hollywood. DC, I mean, Superman worked. It was I like the movie.
Yes,
it worked, as well as WB needed it to. I guess it'll probably hit 600. That's not 700. That's not 800. I mean, we're talking about Superman, the biggest movie this summer. So it's a new normal. But again, DC's just like they're stuck with him now because it worked to the extent that it did.
You got to ask yourself though, like right now, Heavy Spoiler said this the other day, and I know other people have said it as well on their feeds. Like, this is the moment where you want to slide in and grab a little bit of the attention for yourself. And the fact that with DC versus Marvel, the fact that they are not coming back with a Batman movie, not coming back with a Wonder Woman movie, and it's going to be the Supergirl and Clayface. This looks even more ridiculous now as you see Fantastic Four stumbling. And Superman is going to win the comic book movie summer. It seems foolish now, even more so, Jeff. Or am I off base on
that? You're off base on what?
Oh, on thinking that that these films are. Sorry, I was trying to say something. Guys, listen. Well, I'm allowed to go live whenever the hell I want.
So exactly. I'm thinking the same thing. Who fucking cares? Christian gets on the fucking internet. We love Christian. We love the show. We support the show. We do it when our fucking schedules align. Shut the fuck up. I do not care.
Exactly. I'm not the fucking court jester. I don't fucking live and play wherever he damn well tells me to. I do what I want to do, and we do what we want to do. So fucking calm down.
Yeah. Either watch our show or watch Christian's show and then watch the other one after. That's how fucking
exactly.
Prioritize.
Exactly.
Pick one.
Jesus Christ, you guys. Anyway, so it's actually anyway. What I was trying to ask was that when you look at the situation here, do you think DC is really fumbled the ball by not having a Batman and a Wonder Woman film coming almost in this kind of year gap between Fantastic Four and the Spider-Man movie and the Avengers movie? Do you think they've really blown it here, a chance to take the lead in essence in this battle?
No.
Okay.
I want to see other things. There's, DC, obviously those are the big three, but like, it doesn't mean we need to lead with those three. I like that he's telling other stories and that we're getting a Clayface movie. Do I think it makes financial sense? No. But as a consumer, I'm fine with Clayface coming out. I don't need to start with those three because then you're just going to keep getting stories with those three and the other characters fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
Again, this whole trend is coming to an end. Right?
What trend? What trend are you talking about?
The comic book movie thing. Like it was not 15 years ago, 10 years ago. We're losing patience. It's not that interesting when you're on movie number 40. I just don't care about these movies. This is not what floats my boat. Weapons is opening this weekend. I'm 10 times more excited for Weapons than I am for any comic book movie of the last 2 years and for the next 3 years.
The reviews seem to be fine on Weapons. The reviews that were dropped today. What's your feeling? I know you've seen it, right? Or not yet? Okay. What do you think of the reviews?
Didn't read the reviews. Don't care about the reviews. Think critics are terrible.
Okay. Fair point. All right, so tell if you guys are coming from the Christian Harloff show and you guys have been sent, and like good little soldiers, you're coming in here and saying, "Why are you guys going live?" I would like you guys to be good little soldiers here and go back on Christian's show right now and go like, why isn't he stopping his show?
Yeah, exactly.
Tell him to stop his show and not be competing with us right now. Go over there and tell him, and tell Kalinowski that as well. All right. What did you want to talk about next, Jeff? What are you feeling right now? Anything crawling up your ass? Anything upset? Any of the trailers you saw this week that you want to make sure?
A lot of trailers today for Oscar bait and stuff. What did you think? Did you see the Jay Kelly trailer?
I did. Interesting trailer. A minute 45 seconds or whatever. So I like it, but I'm amazed at how many people are in it. But not much coming from the trailer that made me understand what the movie's going to be. Right.
Not a great trailer. Has me nervous about the movie. Has me nervous about my Best Picture nomination prediction. I don't know if that'll end up being Netflix's awards pony.
Yeah,
it looks like what is it? What's the Christmas movie? It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
A Hollywood version of that.
Yeah. What do you think about the news? Speaking of It's Wonderful Life, that KJ Apa is going to be playing Jimmy Stewart. That broke a little bit.
Definitely the movie everybody wants to see KJ Apa doing. Obviously, there are going to be lines around the block for this Jimmy. No, why? What is this? Why would you do this?
I felt the same way. It's not that I don't love Jimmy Stewart. I love Jimmy Stewart. I own Jimmy Stewart movies. I just bought Winchester 73 and Criterion, but I don't know why you need a Jimmy Stewart movie.
I give two shits about Jimmy Stewart and 2 shits about KJ Apa and 0 shits about him playing Jimmy Stewart. Like, so what are we doing?
Yeah. And the comment, like, I'm proud to represent someone who was a patriot and defended America, and I'm giving back to this country I love so much. What the fuck are you all doing? What kind of nonsense are you all saying with these statements? It's mind blowing to me. What'd you think of the new Highest to Lowest trailer? Did you see that one that came out yesterday?
Nope, that comes out in like a week or two. I'll see when it comes out.
Okay.
Spike, it's Denzel. I'm there. Tickets sold. I don't think the movie's going to be very good. I think that there's a reason that the trailer's bowing 2 weeks before the movie.
Yeah. Let me ask you that, because people are upset that there hasn't been a lot of hype behind this movie. Could it be because the studio knows it's not a good movie, and it's not because he's black? It's because they don't think the movie's
it's definitely not because like Apple's racist. What? It's because the movie got pretty mediocre reviews out of Cannes, and it's not looking like an awards contender whatsoever. Didn't come up once on FYC. And that's not because of a lack of promotion. We know it's coming out. It's because there's no fucking buzz around it.
Right. Fair point.
It sounds like a pretty disjointed movie.
I'll tell you, the one I did enjoy and I didn't think I was going to like it, was the Brendan Fraser one, where he's playing essentially a hired cameo person to show up and be people's friends or be people's dad. That was a really sweet trailer, man. I was surprised by that one.
I think that looks good. I think that is going to be a potential TIFF Audience Award winner. Ooh. I put it as a Best Picture nomination when we, batted it around on Friday on FYC.
Right on.
So yeah, I think that is going to be a feel-good movie that strikes a chord with audiences. Yeah, Rental Family is what it's called, guys. If you haven't seen the trailer, highly recommend it. And bring a tissue. You might get a little emotional by the end of the trailer. What do you think of the Ella McKay trailer? Still trying to make Emma Mackey happen on the big screen. Do you think that one had anything? Did you see that one? No, I saw that trailer at CinemaCon.
Okay.
Again, just no interest. First of all, these are all Jim Brooks movies, right? Ella McKay, Jay Kelly, Rental Family. These might really all be James L. Brooks movies.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, are they really? And you're like, okay, no, they might as well be.
In terms of like the tone, like if you told me that James L. Brooks directed Jay Kelly, I'd believe you.
Fair point.
But I'm not excited about Ella McKay either. It's just like, what are we doing here, dude? Like, this is just a movie made for an audience that existed 30 years ago.
Yeah, it seemed like a weird one when I was watching the trailer. I'm like, where does this audience still exist? That's a fair point.
And again, if it's Emma Stone, it's a different thing. If Emma Stone's Ella McKay, people will be curious enough to check it out. Emma Mackey?
Yeah, good point. Anything else? Any other trailers you saw this week that you want to recommend people watch? Anything you can think of right now?
Shelby Oaks trailer intrigues me.
Did you like that one? The from Chris Stuckman, the Shelby Oaks trailer?
Yeah, I thought it looked okay. I'm curious about it, which I guess is the point of a trailer, like to make you curious and want to see it.
Sure.
But again, that's another movie that's like Chris Stuckman. Okay, well, if you don't follow his YouTube, you don't know who he is.
Right.
I don't know who any of the actors are.
Right. Okay.
I think people know if Shelby Oaks is a person or a place. And yeah, like, you know, I know Neon put in some more money to reshoot this movie.
Yes.
Make it look a little bit more professional and polished.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll perform well, but I'd be surprised.
I want to give a shout out to a trailer I saw with my brother. It was called Love Brooklyn. And it's the continuing thing that's going on here with Andre Holland, is a guy I went to college with at Florida State, a guy who I was friends with and did plays with. And so I always try to champion the stuff he's doing. And if you guys haven't seen this Love Brooklyn trailer, I highly recommend it. He's doing a lot of these really small independent films, along with some of the more high profile stuff that he gets to do. And he's really like just becoming this incredible actor. And so just shout out to Andre Holland. If you guys haven't watched it, highly recommend it. One last thing before we get to these questions, Jeff. Paramount's Michael Ireland is exiting as film chief. What do you know about this? What are your feelings on this? Is this like a wholesale change? Don Granger is apparently going to lead the film production side, and maybe Michael Ireland is going the Amy Pascal route, who'll be producing stuff with Paramount but not working under Paramount. What do you anything to say on this?
I love Mikey. I've known Mikey a long time. He got caught in a corporate takeover, basically. I don't think he did anything to merit losing his job. I know the article said that he's weighing a producing deal with Paramount. He's probably looking at other exec jobs too. I mean, I think of Mikey as an exec more than as like an independent producer.
I know.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, Don Granger, obviously there was going to be a place for him. He's part of this, the three-headed triumvirate at Skydance, David, right. Dana, Don. He's going to be working under Dana and Josh Greenstein, who they just brought in. I think that these moves were kind of inevitable. Mikey's the writing was on the wall as soon as Daria, his co-president, left to go to Disney.
Okay. Now, what about George Cheeks taking over to be in charge of South Park, be in charge of The Daily Show and a number of other places? Another of the things, do you think that's going to be an issue because he's the guy that got rid of Colbert? So do you think there'll be any kind of issues there, or do you think that's just going to be a smooth transition?
I don't really think it'll have any impact on the show whatsoever. He's just the guy manning the dial behind the desk.
Fair point.
I think that those guys will still be able to taunt the president and do whatever they want and get away with whatever they want. George Cheeks is a suit who has proven that he can make the hard decisions
when he has to
execute the hard decisions if not making them. But like these people are all
right
the same.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into the questions and see what you guys want to ask us about here. Jeff, let's get to it here. Kane says, "Hey Jeff, on the Taylor Russell Michael B. Jordan drama, some people online are insinuating there was harassment that took place on Jordan's part. Any truth to it?"
No idea, but when my source said that she basically only filmed for one day, and then was let go because the performance didn't improve throughout the day, sounds like he kind of already made a decision to get rid of her.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is this? The performance is supposed to like be completely different from morning and night. Like, it takes time, I think, to recalibrate. I think it was just like all right, let's just, I want to fire her, but I can't just fire her because the optics. So let's have her act for a day, and then I'll say, oh, it's not working, and fire her for cause.
There must have been something in the contract that said she had to work at least one day before she could get fired or something.
Listen, I personally just don't buy her as a brilliant insurance investigator.
Right.
I think that role calls for a woman, and I think that she still looks like a girl.
Fair point. All right, Samuel Olet says, "Is Colin Farrell still going to be in Sergeant Rock? He's still on the IMDb page of the movie." I don't think we're ever seeing that movie, Jeff.
Even if we do see it, I kind of don't think that Colin Farrell will be in it, especially if it goes next year, because won't Batman 2 be filming as well next year?
That's true.
This was kind of the window to sneak it in. I don't think Colin Farrell is box office, and I think that this fall will prove that with A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, which I don't anticipate doing very well. I wouldn't go off of IMDb for anything. I mean, there are legit stories I've broken, and IMDb doesn't put the casting up. It doesn't mean that the actor I said is in it isn't in the movie because IMDb says he's not. Yeah. IMDb is a database. It's not a journalist. So I don't think that him still being on the page means anything. It just means no one has updated it.
Fair point. Jay Blink says, another problem with Fantastic Four for me is that it was not particularly visually vibrant. Muted color grading left my eyes kind of disinterested. I don't understand people who see movies like this. I literally never thought this when I've seen a movie, Jeff.
I thought the colors were very good and that the visual presentation and the production design was one of the strengths of the movie.
There you go. All right, a counter. Anthony Mazzoni says, Jeff, have you heard who HBO's cast as Voldemort but won't say? Do you think they're keeping it under wraps because it's a big name, or they don't want another possible Snape casting situation, insinuating there could be someone of color or something?
I have no idea. It wouldn't shock me if it was Cillian Murphy. And it feels great to not care.
There you go. Wiley Toss, did you guys watch the Jay Kelly trailer? Not great in my opinion, but still excited for it. Also, Rental Family trailer. Yeah, we talked about them both, Wiley. So thank you very much. Great to see you, brother.
I'm surprised the Regretting You trailer didn't play up the Colleen Hoover of it all a little bit more.
It's probably on purpose. Like they don't want to bring that drama over here. I mean, that drama's still coming.
It's not her drama.
Oh, please. What? She took sides. She took her side. Fantastic 314 says, I feel Superman and F4 equally entertaining movies that had different feelings when I left theater about each movie. Okay. Yeah, fair. That's fair. Brandon says, Marvel had stinkers earlier, but I think the first two mistakes were making Black Widow out of order than Eternals. Fans were like they had been around all this time and didn't help in other conflicts. Yeah, I think that was a legitimate beef, but you got to remember that was also around the COVID time. I don't want to say this. I think people need to understand, like, when you look at the COVID time, to rake the studios over the coals for some of their decisions is an incredible level of backseat driving. None of you would have been able to navigate this situation as effectively as you think you could have, because in hindsight, this is all you have is hindsight commentary. And so the studios did their best to move stuff around. It doesn't mean that you can't criticize the product, but in the end, I just think that you've got to also create a little bit of grace that people didn't know what the fuck was going on and to move shit around and all this kind of stuff.
Dude, let's put all this comic book shit aside and Harry Potter. I'm so fucking sick of this fanboy garbage, guys. Let's talk about Bellamy's report from last night about Heat 2.
Well, you should have sent me that and I would have read it and we could have talked about it. Go ahead.
Right now.
All right, tell me.
We need to read things now?
I do. I like to read things.
Bellamy's saying that Michael Mann, that Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi at Warner Brothers want to make Heat 2. Michael Mann came in, said, okay, it's going to cost $200 million. They said no. He said, okay, what if it's going to cost $170 million? Wow. They're like, that's still pretty high for us for what this movie is, but let's give us the script and we'll give it to Apple, and maybe Apple will come on as a co-financier.
Right.
And the other thing that they're talking about is that DiCaprio is in talks.
Whoa. Wait. DiCaprio's in talks to be in Heat 2?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Not now. Maybe talks means different things. I think that they have talked about it. That man has had a discussion with Leonardo DiCaprio. Is he in talks, like with the studio, like in negotiations? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I don't think he's making a movie with Scorsese anytime soon, quote unquote.
Okay.
There's been this question of, well, who would he play?
Right.
And I think that the current speculation from what I gather is that he would actually be the villain. He wouldn't be De Niro or Pacino. He would be this character Wardell. And he's obviously excelled playing villains in those kinds of big movies before, Django, etc. This to me is a much more interesting thing. Like, if you get DiCaprio, you pull the trigger.
That's $200 million. You pay the money. if you get DiCaprio, right?
Right. Now, I realize I'm saying that as a month before One Battle After Another is poised to come out and lose a bunch of money.
Right.
At $175 million. And that's with Paul Thomas Anderson, who is a great director, as is Michael Mann, but Michael Mann has lost his fastball. Like Michael Mann has lost his step. Heat is there's awareness around the IP.
Yeah.
In a way that One Battle After Another doesn't really have. But on the other hand, the book wasn't that great.
Right.
So it's, it's like, do I want this, John? Do you want this? I do not.
I want, how can I say this? Yeah, it's a good, you put me on the spot. So I will say this. There's a fanboy in me that wants this because of the names that have been tossed around. Adam Driver, Austin Butler, and now you mentioned DiCaprio. But you're right about Michael Mann. So if you can find a comparable director and Michael Mann can executive produce, then I'm excited, a little more excited. But
no,
right now,
who are you going to get who's better than Michael Mann? Just like some young guy who has Heat?
Get Fincher.
Fincher's not going to be becoming the guy who's just doing sequels to other people's movies. I think this is a rare thing because Brad asked him.
Well, I would say this. I will absolutely do it. I would absolutely be excited for it just to see if he can pull it off. But yeah, he's kind of lost his fastball. Although I did enjoy House of Gucci, I did not like Ferrari. I thought Ferrari was an utter mess. And so
I just don't need a sequel or prequel featuring these characters. Like Heat is so perfect in my mind. Why would you risk its legacy by making some follow-up? I don't like it. And I really was not, I was disappointed by the book. I enjoyed reading it because I like those characters.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it just didn't work for me, the approach.
Gotcha. Fair point. All right. Anything else you want to discuss before we get back to the questions? We got to get these questions.
Let's get back to the questions.
Reggie Brown says 35 years and 5 movies. I think it's safe to say Fantastic Four is not a franchise that's big enough to get you no more than around 500 million at the box office. Well, fine, but Marvel didn't think that. That's for sure. I guarantee you Marvel wasn't being like, yeah, 500 is fine. We spent 200 on the movie, 250 to market it. But if we do 500, it's totally cool. I guarantee you Marvel wasn't thinking.
I'm sure that you're right, that Marvel was definitely had higher hopes for this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought these movies were going to come in at 800 and 700. So it's not just Marvel. It's movies in general. It's comic book movies in general. It's that adults have been trained to wait, and that's Hollywood's own fault.
Fantastic 14 says, Feige lost the pulse of the fans, full stop. Maybe.
I believe that's accurate.
Tim, Johnny Boy, Jeff, please tell me if Fantastic Four will get a sequel.
I think it will, because I think that these executives just in general are pretty stubborn these days. And I just don't really see the opportunity for the Fan Four characters to like go in and out of X-Men and Black Panther. Like if you want to keep using these people outside of the Avengers movies where they will pop up as well, it seems like you need to give them a sequel.
I don't know that it will get a sequel unless they do a good job really accentuating them in the Avengers films. But maybe it catches on video on Disney Plus, just like Captain America Brave New World, had all those high viewing numbers first couple of weeks. Maybe that'll change things around. We'll see.
I mean, if Avengers really does feature them to the extent that we've heard, then it seems like the audience will be more invested in their story and that a sequel could do even better. So I do think it will be a sequel. Also, I think you have to keep Matt Shakman in the fold.
Right.
And so, well, you're not going to give him a Black Panther movie. You're not going to give him X-Men. That those are both taken. So what does he get?
Right. Yeah. Robert J. Kidd says, Jeff, thoughts on Dexter so far? I'm loving it. Jeff?
I didn't see this weekend's episode, I don't think, but I like it. It's Dexter. There's nothing particularly new. I like the whole serial killer conclave, if you will. I'm enjoying it, but it's not like it's like OG Dexter with the Trinity Killer or Jimmy Smits.
Yeah, right. Albert Glowacki says, what do you think of Rental Family as an awards contender? Well, we talked about the trailer already, but and Jeff mentioned awards contender status.
Yeah, I think it'll be a contender.
I think he will definitely be a contender. I don't know about the movie, but him for sure. Brandon says, I've always thought that someone from the MCU or DC should do a press conference, YouTube video to just let fans know what and where their film is in the grand plan. Yeah, but would you believe them? That's the thing. We've seen Feige tell flat out lies with the Kang thing and with the, well, I've always wanted DEI. Just look out your window. This guy, and then you've seen Gunn, in my opinion, lie or fudge the truth a little bit. So would you believe them, right, Jeff? If you even had a press conference,
I wouldn't. No, I think a press conference is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Have you seen the people that they allow at these press conferences and heard the questions that they ask? It's like, what color is this cape going to be? Because it's not comic accurate. You should have seen me when I did go to the press day before DC stopped inviting me to things.
Yeah.
I'm asking about, like, is DC going to be filming in Atlanta after the abortion thing?
Yeah.
This is what matters.
Right.
Okay, not the fucking color of the cape. You should have seen it.
All they want is the softball questions. That's all they want. Jay Scoot says, so when you getting in the ring to box Gunn, Jeff, James Gunn?
I'd beat his ass.
Whoa, slow down.
He's no Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll is a fucking 10-year trained fighter. He's German.
I don't know what he is. I don't know what James is. He's got that nerd rage, too. You don't want to mess around with nerd rage in a ring.
Gunn. If he wants to step into the ring, be my guest, buddy.
Connor Przalomski says, James Gunn on if Pattinson will be DC's Batman. It's not what's happening right now. Everything is in flux. We'll see where we go next. Yeah, exactly.
That's gobbledygook. It means literally nothing. It's not what is happening right now. Okay, so he's not the DC Batman. It's not what's happening right now. Everything is in flux. Oh, maybe he is going to be. This guy, get him a new publicist, get him any publicist. Is the publicist he has right now, who's a friend of mine. Yeah. She's just not working for him.
Yeah, look at this situation. Like, replace James Gunn with sex. And what if your significant partner was like, it's not happening right now, but everything is in flux. We'll see where we go next. Would you feel secure that you're going to have sex or not have sex that night? You wouldn't. So it's just nonsense to me. Fredtastic314 says, I'm seeing Christian send them to bomb you with Why Are You Live? At least they could have asked to be a super chat. I agree. I know Christian's just busting balls, but people sometimes just take it and go, why are you live? Wayne Edwards, Grace Randolph made a good point that the DCU doing a big Supergirl film and then a smaller body horror Clayface next year is a genius move, giving the audience something different. I think it would be once you've established yourself fully. I think this, to me personally, I think they are fumbling the ball, not coming back with three of their top characters and then doing Supergirl, then doing Clayface to give the audience a breath. And then coming back with bigger stuff. But Jeff, you disagree.
Yeah, I want to see other stories. I've seen Wonder Woman twice. One was good, one was not.
Right.
Show me something new.
Okay. Mr. Poppy, John, you're always right. Jeff, you're always right. That's why The Hot Mic is one of the best shows on YouTube. Love you, boys. Thank you, Poppy. We're not always right, but yeah. Don Reynolds McWhiskey says, sending support and a high five. Thank you, Don. Poochute Ryan says, Christian Harlow told us to ask, why are you live? LOL. All right, thank you, Poochie. He also said, late to the show, but do you guys think Zach Kreger can pull off Resident Evil? It's my favorite video game series. Any more cast news? I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Jeff, I think you can pull off Resident Evil.
What does pulling off even mean? I didn't watch the original movies. It's crap. Starring Mia Jovovich. I don't care about this franchise. Good luck to Zach Kreger on spending his cachet on that.
Yeah, I think it's an odd move now, man. You're doing stuff. Right? You're doing weapons, you're doing barbarian, then you're going to go, I'll just go to Resident Evil. And I don't know if that makes sense.
Like, I'm not a gamer. I didn't grow up playing these games. Give me a Mario Kart movie. Give me a fucking NBA Jam movie.
Right. Yeah. Mr. Penguin, do you think Marvel is nervous about the Avengers movie now in the box office now, especially with how expensive those two films will also be? Love the show and have a great day, guys. Yeah, I know Jeff might disagree with me, but I think they'd be foolish not to be nervous because they thought this one was going to do really well, and it didn't. And you bring in the Russos back with their spotty track record from outside Marvel. You're only bringing one of the writers back, and you're going into nostalgia because you don't think your current actors are strong enough to attract people to come see an Avengers movie. There's a lot of ifs and a lot of minefields here.
I don't think Marvel is nervous whatsoever about Avengers. I think that movie's going to be huge.
Jay Barrett Mash says, I'm excited for Ellen McKay, even if I'm the only one. Jeff, does Adam Reimer's new film being a TIFF tip the scales for your attendance?
No, it does not. Like, am I going to spend over $1,000 to go see an indie movie from Adam Reimer? Love the guy. I like his movies. Unless I can get the numbers down, I don't know that I'm going to go to TIFF. The thing about going to TIFF is really to free up the rest of your nights in the fall. So I can go to TIFF, and then I don't have to spend 26 nights at a movie theater. October through December. So that's all that it is. But do I want to spend $1,000 to $2,000 doing that? I don't know.
DBZ now says, I personally think Supergirl will be a major hit. It features Jason Momoa as Lobo, who has major pull internationally and with women in general. Maybe, but what's a major hit? Is major hit beating Superman's box office? Because I don't think it will. Or is a major hit comparable to what it spent to make the movie? It made more than Superman did in terms of a percentage. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I mean, it can't be as expensive as Superman, so expectations will be lower. Right. It will benefit from having Superman as a lead-in, having established the universe. It will benefit from having Momoa because Superman didn't have an actor on Momoa's level,
right?
As far as star power goes. Yeah. But like the idea that women are going to show up to Supergirl movie to see Jason Momoa as Lobo, like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I actually think it might make some sense, but also because of her portrayal, like she is playing a DGAF type of energy and of course, as you said, Superman setting up that she's off here drinking and getting drunk and dealing with trauma. I think women will respond to that, but we'll see. Gallia Productions, is this podcast heating up or what? Michael Mann. Oh, there you go. Nice. Well said. Thank you, Robert Sanchez. And he says, any Star Wars news? Something about Starfighter, perhaps?
No, I'm not gonna. No.
Mm-mm. Son of a gun.
There will be more casting announced shortly.
There you go. Jay Barrett Mash, a little extra because I'm feeling it. Love you guys. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. All right, let's hit the Streamlabs here. Jeff, Riot at the Glimmercast says, personally, I think Jurassic World Rebirth outgrossed the MCU and Superman this year because it focused on what fans actually love. Dinosaurs, nostalgia, and fun adventure. No, oh, sorry about that. That's my mistake. Sorry. Fig said, starting to get concerned about the Running Man going up against Predator Badlands on November 7th.
Wait, hold on. Let me back up. I'll say a little thing about Star Wars.
Hold on. Jeff, do you have something to say about Starfighter or Star Wars? What have you got?
No, I'm not. I see. You have to set it up for the clip.
Of course, if it's going to be clipped out,
it's going to be an unknown. As the kid. So the kid from Adolescence did not get it. The kid from 28 Years Later did not get it.
Oh,
it'll be an unknown. So.
Is that on purpose or to save money?
What, you think you had to pay the kid from Adolescence $10 million like Robert Downey Jr. to be in the movie? No, I'm sure it's just, that people see that kid and they say, oh, that's the kid from Adolescence, or they see.
I got to pay him more.
Yes,
I pay him more than a nobody. I pay him more than a nobody. That's for sure.
I think that this will be an unknown.
Okay. Vic says, starting to get concerned about the Running Man going up against Predator Badlands on November 7th. Have you heard of any test screenings or any inclination that one will be moved? Yeah.
Nope. I haven't heard anything. I think it'd make a great doubleheader. You're right. They are kind of chasing the same audience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just a bet on the Predator brand or the Glenn Powell brand. I have a feeling that the Running Man will win.
Yeah. Box office wise?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's got more of a wider appeal, possibly. Yeah. Fig says,
I loved Prey, but like Prey was a Hulu movie. So are people going to come out to theaters for this one, or are they just going to wait for it to hit Hulu?
Yeah. Elle Fanning is not a big theatrical draw. Predator, yes, it's an installment, but if you haven't watched Prey and if you haven't watched the animated film, how much of it will you know going in? These are legitimate questions. Fig says, Jeff, what are you hearing about Ghost Rider's release date?
Ghost Rider's release date?
Ghost Rider, like writer. Not rider in terms of mice.
What is Ghost Rider?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe. It's the J.J. Abrams thing.
Oh.
I mean, that should be ready next year. I don't know. Beats me.
Doug Developer says there's 11 years between Iron Man and Endgame. MASH lasted 11 seasons before its record-breaking finale, and fans moved on. Endgame was that MCU finale. I think every property runs its course, like New Wave in the 80s and grunge in the 90s. Yeah, I see your point, and Jeff certainly said that we're getting near the end. But, as a fan of the WWE, I've seen it go through golden phases and then go back down, and golden phases go back down. So if Marvel keeps at it, it'll do the same thing. But yeah, maybe not. The magic will never be the same as it was before, I think. Jeff, do you think it'll ever capture that?
I just, I want to see good movies, and I don't need them to be part of a 40-movie universe. I don't need interconnectings. I don't need cameos. Just focus on making a good fucking movie, and it'll all fall into place from there.
Wayne Edwards says, am I a WB shill? My 3 favorite movies this year are so far F1, Sinners, and Superman. I've seen each of those films twice. I like that 4, but I have no desire to see it again. The best scene reminded me of Interstellar. I just watched that again. Doesn't make you a shill, but clearly they've, you like these movies, and WB has checked your boxes. And
yeah, you're on the studio's wavelength.
Yeah, for sure. Quadface, what's up, news? What's up, news buddies? Any news on any? What's up, buddies? Any news on any new season of Dexter? This one is good. Jeff, I haven't heard.
No, I think Dexter. They need to put a pin on that as well. I've had enough of these. Even though I like this new one, like it's just how many more times are we doing this? This is crazy.
Right, I agree with you. Jonathan Charles, what's a movie that hit you emotionally in different ways at different points in your life? I rewatched We Were Soldiers, and when I was younger, I thought it was badass. Now, as a father, it devastated me. Keep up the great work, guys. You guys are the best. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff, a movie that you saw when you were younger, but then hit you differently when you saw it later in life. Let us see inside your heart, Jeff. What do you got for us? What do you got?
I have no idea. The Cable Guy is a movie I've come to appreciate more with time.
I thought that was a movie ahead of its time, even when I saw it. I knew people weren't going to get it. Shit. I don't know if there's one. Yeah, I don't know if there's. Let me think about it. I might swing back to that. Omar says, Jeff, when are you going to make an appearance on Eric Weber's YouTube channel? I can see a bromance developing. Any news on Gore Verbinski's? Good luck. Have fun. Don't die.
No news on the Verbinski movie, and Eric Weber can go fuck himself.
There you go. Klaus, is it possible that the Superman sequel that is being written is actually a Justice League international film with Superman as the protagonist? No, because he said that Superman was going to have a role in the new film, but it wasn't going to be a direct sequel. And if you're going to put him as the protagonist of a film, that literally implies that it would be a sequel and a Superman movie. What do you think, Jeff?
I don't think anything. I think James Gunn needs to shut the fuck up and check a dictionary for the meaning of the word sequel.
There you go. Paul says, I'm not worried about the prospects for a Fantastic Four sequel. The MCU has always been huge growth between sequels when coming off Avengers films. Iron Man 3 spiked to $1 billion. Captain America 2 made $700 million plus. Captain Marvel did $1 billion. Right, but those films, except for Captain Marvel, had already had lead-ins with people liking their earlier installments. This is not the same situation here. I think it would be different. So you're right to be concerned about it. Okay, so 2 last ones, Jeff. We'll get out of here because I know we got to get on with our days. Keep up the great work, boys, from Connor Easterday. Thank you, Connor. What? Big Bronx says, which of the Margot Robbie projects do you think happens first? Attack of the 50-Foot Woman or Ocean's prequel? Will she actually star in both?
I have no idea what happens first. Attack of the 50-Foot Woman needs a new writer. And maybe Oceans is further along if they brought in Lee Isaac Chung. Like you'd think that there's already a script in place to get that guy attached. Right. Will she star in both? Yes, she is supposed to. It's a good question. What happens first?
I think it'll be Oceans.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it'll be Oceans if you got a director, as Jeff said. Chazra says, I heard Smashing Machine is tonally dissonant and Rock is playing straight in some kind of off-kilter narrative. How bad will this bomb?
I don't know how bad it will bomb, nor do I care. I think it looks great.
We'll see. I hope it's good, but I've heard those rumblings from people as well, that the film is something different and he's in a different film. We'll see once we see it. And Zinky finally wrapping up says, that was very petty and juvenile of Christian. Said, no, he was just busting balls. It's standard Christian. Don't be mad. It's East Coast shit, man. All right. That's it, Jeff. That's our hour. Anything else you want to talk before we wrap up?
Bring better questions next week, guys, or on Thursday. Jesus Christ.
Stop being grumpy. Stop being grumpy.
I'm so sick of like fucking Marvel, DC. I guess I know that we're just coming off of Superman and Fantastic Four, and that's what people want to talk about in box office performance, but it's just so fucking boring.
Okay. So here is your opportunity to not just complain, but to be one of these people that complains and offers constructive criticism. What kind of questions would you like people to bring on Thursday? Don't just whine. Give constructive criticism. Oh, God damn it. All right. There you go. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it madly. Remember those two things that Jeff let us know about Starfighter and about what's going on as well with that stuff there. Remember all that. Thank you very much for joining us. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. And Jeff, where can they follow you to subscribe to your newsletter, brother?
theinsnider.com.
There you go. Subscribe, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Take care of yourselves. Be well. I'll be live later tonight again at 4:00 with Winston for his episode of Spill the Tequila. Join me then, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of the Hot Mic. Peace.